So I have something fun for us.
I love fun.
Everybody always comments about my snazzy outfits that I wear, courtesy of Roster, our wonderful sponsor. So I figured with the Red Sox opening just tomorrow, less than 24 hours, we can go over some past uniforms, talk about them, talk about the fabric, talk about maybe the players that wore them, and if you guys have any thoughts and concerns on them, we're going to go over it. The first one we're going to do is the one I'm wearing right now.
It's really sharp.
It is really sharp. Not only is it really sharp, it's a very unique uniform. You know, you usually don't see this uniform. They only had this for a couple years, and then they went to that sort of blocked Boston letter that you saw even in the 80s, Ted Williams wore it, and even in the 80s they wore that. Mm-hmm. And this is number 3. This is Jimmy Fox.
I like that one.
It's 100% wool, so it's
warm for those cold winter nights.
It's a warm jersey, but it's one of a kind. Mitchell and Ness out of Philadelphia makes these, and they make them to the exact T that the players wore them. If there was a patch that was on the player's uniform, if there was any sort of stitching or lettering, they did it. If it wasn't on the uniform, they didn't do it. So you're not going to see a Mitchell and Ness home Red Sox jersey that says Williams on the back, because Williams never had his name on the back of a uniform. So, but speaking of Williams, we're going to go over a few here. So this is our first one. If you can give me this camera here, whatever this is, camera 1. All right. So this is the first one. This is a Ted Williams. This is 1939 home uniform. And what you'll probably notice, I don't know if you'll notice it on TV, but the Red Sox didn't have a white uniform until maybe the 70s. It was always this cream color.
I never realized that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was always this cream color, and it's heavy, it's wool, and talking with old Red Sox players, factoid for you, Jim Longborg said that he would lose 10 pounds a start wearing these.
A start?
A start.
So like within a 3-hour period, he dropped 10? He
would drop 10 pounds with his wool. Because keep in mind, he had the wool pants on. And
geez, what the hell was he eating before the game?
I don't know. He wasn't a very big guy. He was a tall guy, but he was a skinny guy.
Yeah,
so
he was pretty thin.
He lost a lot of weight. So this is a Yaz 67 jersey, similar to the Williams, just no centennial patch on the side, number 8. Of course, it's 1967. We all know what happened in 1967, right, Phil?
I do.
Do you?
Triple Crown.
Triple Crown. This is this Triple Crown jersey. So then we're going to move up to the 70s, where everybody had awesome uniforms. If you follow uniforms, you'll see maybe the Pittsburgh Pirates had pretty sweet uniforms with the hats.
We Are Family.
The We Are Family
with
uniform.
The hats.
Yeah, they had like the pillbox
yeah.
hats, and who else had some ridiculous uniforms in the 70s?
Houston Astros.
Houston really had the crazy ones, right?
The big bright orange ones. What about the White Sox? When did they have their shorts?
The shorts?
With the collared shirts? They had the
Oh,
shorts.
yeah.
It was probably maybe late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
I think it was early 80s.
Yeah, it might have been early. There was afros, though. I think it was Bake McBride. I don't know. So, this is a 1975 jersey. This is Yaz with the Massachusetts Bicentennial patch. Again, these are all Mitchell and Ness, number 8. They went to the pullovers.
And now you're white.
Yeah, and now you're white. And the main thing is this is polyester now. So this isn't. They got away from the wool in 1969. I think they figured that
A little too hot.
this is ridiculous. We can't keep doing this. So they went to the polyester. So that was their home uniform. This here is their away uniform. Number 14, Jim Ed.
Big Jim Ed.
Big Jim Ed. Speaking of Jim Ed, you're going to fast forward a few years. And we got this one here. This is probably the more traditional uniform that you guys will see now. White with the pinstripes down the middle. 1987, 75th anniversary Fenway Park patch. And if you notice the back, what's different on the back that isn't on the new uniforms? Anybody? Anybody? Any kids at home? All right, well, thanks for playing my game. Up until recently,
No name.
the MLB patch is on top of all the authentic jerseys now. So they weren't doing that up until recently.
You are so tricky.
Not really. I just asked you when I showed you, and you didn't. So it really wasn't.
Nothing works up here.
Yeah, no, that's fine, but it wasn't me. Don't blame me. All right. So this is our last one here. This is my favorite one, I think, other than the one I'm wearing.
That's your favorite?
Other than the one I'm wearing, I love this one. Because this is, when I was a kid, you know, when I was in my teens, like 10 years ago or whatever, you know.
That's got to be a lie.
Fact check.
So this is a 1987 Wade Boggs batting practice jersey, and it's mesh. It's a lot lighter than everything we showed you. Number 26 on the back, and it's a little more, you could wear this around. Like you
Yeah.
could wear this to a game. It's not too expensive, number one, and it's light. You're not wearing like a wool sweater.
It's good for the summer. Yeah, that
It
wool
is good
stuff
for
would
the
be
sweater.
painful.
So Mitchell and Ness, like I said, they're out of Philadelphia. They make all these awesome jerseys, and they don't make just Red Sox jerseys. They make all the leagues, all the teams. I mean, you know, for all you Houston Colt 45 fans, you guys can get a jersey of our buddy Joe Morgan through Mitchell and Ness if you really want. And Roster at Legacy Place, our amazing sponsor, you can walk into Roster and buy any of these jerseys, and they're pretty amazing.
They're
So
pretty
each one-
happening. They look great.
They are pretty happening. You want one?
I'd like all of them.
Okay.
Can I
Done.
just take those home with me?
No.
Is that my size?
Yes, I think it is your size.
I think
actually.
that's all for me.
I thought you only wore suits.
Well, only on the show.
Oh.
Oh, really?
Outside
So
of the
you're
show,
not-
I can wear whatever I want.
I didn't know that.
True.